how to work with people that are hard to work with, right? So this is a little series on if you have an employee, a team member that is blaming, if they're resistant, if they're causing gossip and drama, or they're just threatening, like, I'm not going to do this. This is too much. I'm overworked. We hear about organizations that are wanting people, instead of work from home, come back into the office and let's work from the office, because we can measure productivity, see it. And that usually is because there's an indicator that workload was this, great, acceptable, and then it's waning. Workload is not great. Performance is down, and this person's becoming hard to work with. So managers, leaders can start to change the agreements and say, because workload's down, because performance is down, I am now going to take away your work from home privileges. We're not going to do any remote work anymore. You're going to need to be in the office, because as managers and leaders, it's on our shoulders to make sure that the projects are getting done and that the organization is thriving, and we need to lead our people. So often what we do is we come to the place where, like, you're just not going to work from home. I need to have my eyeballs on you and make sure that you're not taking care of the kids and cooking lunch for people and doing the laundry while you're intermittently on the computer getting work done. And so what do we do with that, right? So when you have a person that is resistant and not performing well, we need to have a heart-to-heart with them and say, these are the measurements. This is what I'm seeing. So get your data. This needs to be data-based, right? Go, what was before? What was those projects? What were specifics that when it was working? You need to really have a time when it was working. What was great about their performance and their productivity and their output? Cool. And their attitude and their way of being. And so document what was working. Then document, this was the experience here that isn't working. This is the experience here that isn't working. This is what's going on. And I, as your leader, want to understand what's going on for you. So then you toss that conversation to them and listen to them. Now, what you're more than likely going to get are excuses. You're going to get, well, this is why, blah, blah, blah. And so just breathe through that and go, okay, literally breathe through it and take some notes, but do not get drawn into their story. And the best thing is to not react. Well, yeah, but this is what's happening. And I did this and I helped you there and I pushed that deadline this way. Do not defend yourself as the leader. Just let them talk. Let them share their side of their story, because it's important for you to understand where they're coming from. Then you say, I hear you. So what I understand is this. You told me this, and you took notes so you can put the points back and say, this is what I heard. Okay, cool. And the truth is, for us as an organization, you are a resource that's been given roles, responsibilities, and you've said yes to this, and we're paying you the paycheck. Just making sure you're still getting your paychecks, right? You're getting your paychecks, just making sure you're getting paid for this job. Cool. Under the agreement that we have as you as a resource and us as the employer, and here's the productivity and this is the workload. The truth is, the workload that we're asking for you now is not different than that workload that was before. And that's usually the case. I'm seeing that many times across the board, that the workload's the same. People just have a different impression of it, a different mind think about it. And what happens is that they're building resistance and they're thinking they're burned out, overworked, all that type of stuff. The truth is, it's the same amount of work. And they're not approaching it well. They're not doing it well. So their approach and their way of working now is what is the problem, not the workload itself. Cool? So then if you have that, then you would ask, okay, so what are you wanting to have done differently? Don't usually say, I need to not be on this project. I need less responsibilities, that kind of stuff. Now, that's not the answer. We just need to hear what they're dialing in on, the solution would look like, and say, okay, well, I'm not able to do that. The truth is, I'm paying you for this amount of workload, same workload, need the workload. This needs to be performance. So in that the workload's not going to change, what else can change? What else can change? You may think as a leader that people can't come to their own answers. If we stay the course in the conversation, they're going to start to realize that you're not going to acquiesce, you're not going to go back, you're not going to spoon feed them, you're not going to give them a way out. You're going to say, this is the performance, this is the job, this is what you're hired for, and I need you to perform, so what are you going to do differently? Have them get to the place where it's about their time management, their communication, their workload. And so you can even ask questions like, take me through your typical day. You're wanting to work from home. How are you organizing your day? Take pictures of your workspace. I want to see that. Do you have a closed door for the work that you're doing? Sometimes people are working out of their kitchen. This is not good, right? Show me what's going on. How do you let your family members know that you are at work and you are not accessible? How are you managing distractions? Is your phone not on texting? What's going on? Take me into your work space to let me know that you're conducting yourself appropriately to be highly productive at work while you're working from home. Because if that's not happening, that's why you're going to be working from the office. It doesn't sound like your at-home space is conducive to being effective and productive. And we're seeing that because the lack of productivity and the lack of performance is evident in the numbers, in what's happening. I just see that. Deadlines not being met, right? And I'll give you 1 week. I want you to check in every day. You're going to let me know what's going on. I need to know that you're owning this because we need to rebuild trust. And if we're not going to be able to rebuild trust, then this is not a good working relationship. Would you agree? Allow this person to start coming to their own epiphanies. And if this is helping you and you're taking things away from this, stay tuned because there's more to the series and I want you to get all I can give you in your executive leadership so you can work with people that are threatening, making excuses, drains to the team, and not performing the way they were, and you want to help transform them. Cool? Talk soon.